Okay, this video we will discuss solving literal equation. Okay, we briefly mentioned what literal means before in our previous video. Literal means non-numeric. Okay, so these are all number 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more, 5. Yeah, these are all equations, but as you can see, they got multiple variables. All right, and we have to tell you which variables. So like number 1, it's asking to solve for variable s. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Anytime that I have a fraction, and in this video, all problems got fractions, I want to get rid of fraction, clear fractions. So number 1, I'm going to multiply both sides by n. Let me rewrite this as d is equal to c minus s over n, and I'm going to multiply both sides by n. And what will happen is I have nd, well, I'm going to write as a dn is equal to c minus s, since n's will cancel out. And I'm after s. All right. And what I'm going to do is, well, I have a negative sign in front. So let me go ahead and subtract c on both sides. That's not too clear. Subtract c on both sides. Then what that will give me is expression dn minus c is equal to negative s. I'm almost done. I just got to get rid of that negative. So either you can move all 3 terms to the other side of the equation or multiply the whole thing by negative 1, like negative 1, negative 1. So I'm going to put my s on the left hand side. S is equal to negative dn plus c. Okay, or you can write c minus dn. It doesn't matter. All right. Okay, so that's it for number 1. Okay, number 2. Again, we got fraction, and be careful here. We have this letter is letter L. It looks like 1, but it's L. And this here is number 1. Okay, I just want to clarify that. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the denominator, which is 1 minus r. Then it's going to look like s times 1 minus r is equal to, well, on the right hand side, 1 minus r disappeared. They canceled out. So all I'm going to get is just the numerator part. Okay. Okay, and I'm asked to solve for r, and here we have 2 r's. You're going to have to make that into 1 r eventually. All right, so let's go. Distribute s on the left hand side. So s minus sr is equal to a minus lr. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a to this side and sr to this side, so that I can have r to one side. So what that'll give me is s minus a is equal to sr minus lr. All right. Now r's are on the same side of the equation. Okay, and in order for me to solve for r, I will have to factor out r. Right, and that'll give me s minus l. And all I have to do is now divide both sides by s minus l, and that will cancel out. So let me rewrite my final answer a little more clearly. R is equal to s minus a over s minus l. That's my final answer here. And be careful, you cannot cancel the s's here. If you do, you're probably going to lose all the points, not even partial point. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is kind of similar to number 2, just that some variables got what is called subscript. So here, the subscript of n is not a variable n. Okay, here Sn is one variable and An is one variable. Okay, and you're wondering, why do they put that subscript? It looks so confusing. Well, there is also A1. Okay, and A1 and An are 2 different variables. All right. Okay, let me erase all this. And like before, I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator r minus 1. So it'll be Sn times r minus 1 is equal to a and r minus a1. So only the numerator will remain on the right hand side. Okay, and again, like previous problem, we got r on both sides. So let me distribute Sn. Okay, nothing to do on the right hand side. All right, and I'm going to now have to pull the r terms to one side. So I'm going to move this term to this side and negative Sn to the other. And it will look like Sn r minus a and r is equal to Sn minus a1. Okay, and factor out r. All right, that is Sn minus a1, and divide both sides by Sn minus an. Then this will cancel out, and I'm almost done. Let's need to write r is equal to Sn minus a1 over Sn minus an, and that's it. And like before, do not cancel out the Sn. Okay, number 4. All right. Now number 4 looks pretty ugly. We got what is called complex fraction on the left hand side, and what I'm first going to do is simplify this complex fraction just on the left hand side. And what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by, I'm sorry, not both sides, top and bottom by a. Okay, now so what I essentially have done is do a over a, which equal to 1. All right, so I really haven't changed the left hand side, and I don't need to do anything to the right hand side. Okay, I know you heard, don't you have to do the same thing what you do on one side to the other side? True, but here it's a little bit different. Here, that a over a is just equal to 1. So it's almost like multiplying 2 times 1, which nothing changes. And of course, I don't need to really write this. Okay, so let's see what happens. So if I do that, I have AW over, I'm going to now distribute the a inside, a plus w, because w over a times a will just give me w, and that is equal to 2. Okay, and that looks so much cleaner. And what I'm going to do is similar to what I did before, multiply both sides by the denominator a plus w. So that will give me AW is equal to 2 times a plus w. All right. Of course, the left-hand side, the denominator disappeared. And that will give me AW is equal to distribute 2. And what am I after? I'm after w here. All right, so I got to pull the w's to one side. So I'm going to pull this to this side. So what I have is AW plus 2w is equal to 2a. Okay, and factor out w, so that's a plus 2, and almost finished here. Okay, I'm sorry, hang on, why do I have going back to that should be, let me make that correction. Sorry, correction with blue, plus. So that means that should be minus. Sorry, my mistake here. Oops. The A was correct. So that's W. I mean, sorry, minus. Okay, so divide both sides by A minus 2, and that should be it. So W is equal to 2A over A minus 2. That's it. Okay. All right, okay. Sorry about the little error I made earlier. Okay, good thing I caught it before I stop this video. All right, let's continue. My last one. Actually, this one is not as bad as the previous one. Okay. Okay, and similar to what we did before, we're going to multiply both sides by 2x plus 4. And here I have quite a lot of space, so let me write out more work. So my problem is y is equal to negative 3x minus 1 over 2x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2x plus 4. Okay, and what will happen is these two will cancel out. So I'm going to distribute the y, and so that'll give me 2xy plus 4y is equal to negative 3x minus 1. Okay, and I'm solving for x. Means I have to pull the x terms to one side. So I'm going to move this term to the left, 4y to the right, and that will give me 2xy plus 3x is equal to negative 4y minus 1. Okay, I did that so that I can now factor out x. That will give me 2y plus 3 is equal to negative 4y minus 1. And now divide both sides by 2y plus 3. Those two will cancel out, and I'm done. X is equal to negative 4y minus 1 over 2y plus 3. That's it for this problem, and that's it